When I say AI will ruin art, you probably imagine this. But I'm not just talking about that, I'm also talking about this, and this, and this. But let's start out with the obvious, this. A piece of art like this takes a lot of time to create, and it's not just about the time you put into creating it, it's all the time throughout an artist's life, all the time that they've spent learning and perfecting their craft. Now all of a sudden, anyone can do it with a sentence written in a box. Which, do not get me wrong, it has its upsides. People with no talent can live out their artistic dreams and create amazing things, and that is brilliant. Where it ruins everything is when it comes to money. It's no secret that artists are rarely ever paid well. It's hard to make it as an artist. It's hard to live off your art. People often undervalue the work of a great artist or forget about the time and talent that went into it, only valuing the art on the popularity that the actual artist has. Often, an artist will find work in something like graphic design or animation, but with the power of AI and the speed of how it works, you can completely cut the artist out. All of a sudden, there's no need for talent, and robots are less likely to make human error. So for the person that does need art, it seems AI is the way to go. And amongst many things, this means that new artists will not be a thing anymore. Why go to college? Spend years of your life learning to do something that anyone can do on a computer. Why waste money, time and patience learning a skill that you will never perfect quite like AI can? There's just no incentive for people to learn the skill anymore. It's much like how farming used to be this noble profession and now barely anyone knows how to make flour from scratch. Do you know how to make flour from scratch? I certainly do not. Now there is an argument against this. You could say that humans, us people, we appreciate time and skill. So with less people likely to take up art and other artists dropping it completely, the artists that are left will almost become a luxury. And that human-made art will grow in value. Those artists will start being paid more than they ever thought they could ever be paid in their life. But that only accounts for already established artists. What about the little guy? I painted this a couple of months ago, right? I'm super proud of what I've done here. Super proud of how I've created it. Now it's riddled with errors, you can probably see yourself. Especially if I brought you closer, which dare I do. The brush strokes, there's errors there. The hand's not quite right. The shadows don't fall where they should fall. The colours aren't perfect. You can see these lips are a little bit wonky. The nose isn't proportionate. The eyes, I've done them too thick. I can't really draw eyes well. I tried to do something realistic and it's definitely missing that. It's riddled with errors. I'm embarrassed to say that this actually took me a few weeks to paint. I'm no professional artist. And I'm far from ever being able to sell a piece of art or to ever make any money. But that doesn't take away the fact that I was super proud of this. I'm super proud of what I've managed to achieve. However, then comes AI. AI will be able to do this in a matter of minutes and without all those errors that you see in this. AI would do a way better job than I could ever do with this. All those mistakes, that human error, it suddenly becomes massive. It suddenly becomes huge. And this suddenly becomes meaningless. I'm never going to make it as a professional artist because I'm not established, because that's probably my best piece of work. And it's nowhere good enough at the point now where it could ever become good enough because of AI. But it's more than painting, and yet the problems are the same. Let's talk about music. AI can create a beat way better than most people could ever do it. AI can write lyrics way better than any songwriter could ever do it. And now, AI can sing those lyrics without human mistakes. Take a look at this video here of Kanye West.
I got a fantasy that's beautiful, that's dark and twisted. So let's hear those vocals I just recorded now with Kanye over there. I got a fantasy that's beautiful, that's dark and twisted. But I attacked the whole religion, all because of my ignorance. What was I thinking? That was some bitch shit. I lost Adidas, but I'm still Yeezy. Back in the kitchen, man, I'm a genius. Boys in the hood, just like I'm easy.
Now, I spoke about that video in my last AI video where I mentioned the scamming and the dangers of AI. And I did promise I'd speak about it a little bit more. When a studio has the ability to create a song that sounds exactly like Kanye West from a robot that's not going to need a cut of the profits, that's not going to be unreliable, why would they ever sign a new artist? You can just get a robot to sound like something that's already successful. You don't need to sign new artists anymore. Just like with the painting, established artists, they'll be fine. A robot will not replace the fan base of someone like Taylor Swift. You know, her fans are dedicated to her for more than just her music. It's her as a person. But for new artists, without an established fan base, why would a label ever waste its time on them? They could do it all in-house, keep all the money, never has to worry about if a band decides to split up, or a female pop star decides to put on weight, or if someone mid-tour has some mental health issues. They don't have to worry about that anymore. The same goes for cinema. You could replace actors with extremely realistic AI, and then there's no need to hire human actors ever again. And it's not just the actors. AI can write the script, AI can edit the movie, and with all that AI, no need for a director. AI can just take over the entire process. The same goes for modelling, the same goes for live entertainment. Abba Voyage has proven that you can put on a live and engaging show without ever needing humans to do it. Without ever needing humans to perform, you can still put on a live show. So you don't even need people to do any kind of performances, not just tours, but anything. In all these examples, it's the same thing. Whereas yes, you would struggle to replace people who are already established and well known, but new people do not stand a chance. If you haven't already made it as a musician, as an artist, as an entertainer, your chances now to succeed are very, very slim. So in a few years, when these skills become obsolete, what then? Where does it leave us? No more artists, no more creators, just people observing art from a distance. I mean, just look at myself as a YouTuber. It's slowly becoming a pointless endeavour. I spend days writing ideas, researching those ideas and putting them together to make these videos. The reality is AI could write a script for this video way better than I can ever make a script for this video. And it would be much more engaging of a script. I mean, based on my own analytics, only 2% of people will make it this far in this video. So if 50 people have watched this video, it means you, currently watching it, you are the only person to make it this far in the video. No one else will ever see or hear what I'm saying right now, which means I'm speaking directly to you, a human to a human. But why? AI could do the speaking for me. Every time you struggle to understand my accent, every time you hear me mispronunciate a word, and you just kind of bear with it to get through the video, you wouldn't have to do that if it's AI. If this was AI, it would be much more engaging. My voice would be clearer. I wouldn't have all these human fluctuations in it. I wouldn't be mispronouncing things. You would be able to understand me much better. So AI can do this much better than I can. What's the point in me doing it?